Creatures of the night, it's your girl Tati. Let's talk about Ring of Honor. Yesterday I did do a Ring of Honor review. That was for a special, a YouTube special that they were doing for Spring Breakthrough. And today we had our regular episode of Ring of Honor just airing on Friday. It came on really early. Like, I was literally still clocked in at work. On my work computer, but looking over on my PC at the same time, trying to watch the show at the same time. Way too early for me in terms of trying to watch a brand new show, especially since I'm going to review it. But let's talk about it. We did start off with Bandito teaming up with Commander to go against the Infantry. I don't know if this was taped last night or whatnot, but did Commander not have his title and no one noticed that, hey, why isn't the champion not with his title? Especially since he lost that match against Nick Wayne on Wednesday night, which is very, I'm still kind of surprised, but congratulations to Nick Wayne for being the Ring of Honor TV champion. Please, Tony Khan, do right by this young man. Oh, by the way, I did a little research. He is not the youngest Ring of Honor champion. The youngest Ring of Honor champion, Mark Briscoe, won the tag title when he was 18 years old. So he was the youngest person to ever hold a title in Ring of Honor. But I do believe that Nick Wayne is the youngest singles title holder within a Ring of Honor, of all Ring of Honor history, and also of AEW history as well. He's only 19 years old, so congrats. Now, we have a really great matchup here with the Infantry and Bandito. We also had Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty ringside for moral support for our boys, obviously. And as much as I like this, I'm still kind of just like, I don't understand the booking for STP yet. Like, they've all been there for a considerable amount of years within AEW. And sure, STP is probably one of the newer factions within AEW Ring of Honor, but I just don't see anything happening with this group as of yet. As much as they have all of these really intimidating, talented men in this group, I just don't know what's going on. And where's Trish Adora? Is Trish Adora okay? I have not seen her in quite some time. Here's what I am. Here's my only complaint with this match. Bandito's finisher, the 21 plex. It is one of the most fairly obvious moves that I've ever seen. Like, your opponent has to get ready and hold onto the ropes, lean over and to hold onto the ropes while you get ready to do your little flips and all this shit to hit your suplex and everything for the win. It's one of those moves where your opponent literally has to stand in position, wait for you to be ready for you to hit this. And to be honest, I don't think it looks clean. I don't think it looks clean. I think this is a finisher that Bandito should use in I don't know, like more of a desperate situation and not on a regular basis, because it looks fairly obvious. And honestly, I think it makes the finish of the matches look sloppy because it takes too long, and I don't want to look like I'm waiting for you to beat me. I wanted to make it look like I tried to at least beat your ass and not wait for you to hit your finisher. Overall, great match. However, there's still no direction with literally anybody here. Bandito, no feuds yet. Commander just lost his title on Wednesday. The Infantry is somewhere in limbo. I don't know. Up next, we have the Ring of Honor 6-Man Tag Championships. Up next, we have the Ring of Honor 6-Man Tag Championships on the line. We have the Von Erichs teaming up with Dustin Rhodes to go against MXM Collection and Johnny TV. The lovely Taya Valkyrie is ringside. Y'all know how I've been feeling about the Von Erichs' lack of fucking showing up for months now. They have won the titles in August, and this is like the third time I've actually seen them since August. And y'all know I'm watching every single episode, so this is the third time that they've been around since they've won in August. Whoop-de-doo. I want to hate on these bitches. I want to cuss them out. I want to walk up in there and snatch them titles off of them like, bitch, I don't think so. We're going to give it to people who's going to actually show up on the show. but they're so good. They're so good. I can't even complain. The match was really, really great, and I thought this was a good amount of not just great wrestling, great entertainment. The MXM collection, Johnny, they're being funny, they're being witty in the ring, and everything worked out so well. Y'all almost had me saying, look, I want to see Mason doing like one-on-one action. Like, this guy is huge, and he is so talented. Everybody here, I think, did a really great job. So this is definitely a match I think y'all should look at, because I really felt like this is something that we can also even see on AEW TV. When I see matches like this, I'm just like, I wish Ring of Honor would be on TV for people to also enjoy. However, for whatever reason, they want to keep the six-man tag titles on the champions. Honestly, I would have vacated a long time ago, or even had them lose this match. But we are literally 2 weeks away from today, from the pay-per-view Supercard of Honor, which is typically in March, early April, is going to be in May. So we push things back quite a bit. And we're doing that. So now it's just like, all right, you know what? The titles don't change hands. Fine. We'll wait for the pay-per-view to see what happens. We need to do a hell of a lot more. Now, they end up, Johnny and MXM Collection, they end up losing. However, we do have some interesting developments. After this, we have Sammy Guevara going against Lee Johnson. Lee Johnson, for whatever reason, is just buddied up with Blake Christian. And Blake, I love you, Blake. I don't mind seeing you on TV. I love you. However, what happened to EJ Nduka? Where is EJ? I mean, I see him on Instagram. He's posting those pictures that I do appreciate. But why isn't he in the ring? Why isn't he with Lee Johnson? I thought they were a team. I don't know what's going on with that. Sammy is another one. Sammy, if you didn't dump your girlfriend on TV for Tay Mello and all that shit, all that messy shit that you did on TV, people would actually like you. He is so talented. And Lee Johnson and Sammy, really great chemistry. Really young guys who don't get used enough, in my opinion. Sammy just kind of, I don't know what's going on with him. You know, he has the Ring of Honor Tag Championships, but not really doing much. So this was a great little thing for him to do, so we can see him one-on-one and what he's capable of doing on his own, since we haven't seen much of him as of late. And I think that they did a really great job. Sammy being one of the pillars of AEW, that's just God knows where right now at this point, where he falls in on this roster, that he really needs to pick it up. I don't know how the fans truly feel for him in the long run, but like when I see him in the ring and all the bullshit aside that's going outside of what's going on in the ring, this guy is really, really talented. Now, I would have preferred Lee Johnson to take the win because he needs it. But we end up having Sammy take the win. I was just like, whatever, typical. And let's just say a whole fight ends up breaking out, because we have MXM Collection coming out, and they're fighting, and even the Von Erichs and Dustin, everybody come out, and surprise, surprise, Dustin, the Von Erich, Sammy, they get their ass whooped. And I was just like, yes, 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 yes. That's what I like to see. And they're all laid out, crying to their mamas and everything. And we have MXM Collection and Lee Johnson and Blake and everybody standing tall at the end of this. And I was just like, oh, that's what I like to see. The heels standing tall at the end of a little confrontation. So I did appreciate that. This is definitely probably going towards like, I don't know, a 4-man, 8-man tag match, 10-man, whatever, probably for next week or whatnot. But we need to get the ball rolling in terms of these titles. It's time for the titles to change hands. And while I'm saying that, we get good news. 2 tag teams are returning to Ring of Honor. Tony Khan must have read my email. The Kingdom will be back next week. And the Righteous will be back next week. And I was just like, yes, I've just been, Tony Khan, this is what I've been saying. Where are the teams? Y'all got these titles, y'all got no damn teams. And we haven't seen the Righteous in months. I mean, I've been following the Kingdom outside of AEW Ring of Honor, so I've been seeing them, but we have not been seeing them ever since Adam Cole's scrawny ass came back to AEW. So I don't know what the hell is going on with that. However, the boys are back. They'll be back next week. After this, tag team action, Evil Uno teaming up with Alex Reynolds to go against John Cruz and Rosario Grillo. what was this, like 3 minutes or something? It was all right. You know, I think Evil Uno and Alex have actually really improved as a team. I would prefer to see them a lot longer on to television. However, the company got other plans. Now, before they could even celebrate that little win of theirs, here comes the frat house. The frat house come out with local talent. Local talent is kind of dressed up like the frat house, and it looks like they probably joined the frat house, and they think that they're part of the frat house now. And I'm just like, oh, okay, so this is one of those like hazing situations or whatever is going on, and they think that they're part of the group. But really, they brought their asses out there so they can whoop their asses and make examples out of them. And honestly, I think that was a great idea. I like that. They end up beating up on local talent. Evil Uno, Alex Reynolds, they pull up a chair and watch the beatdown. And here is the frat house taking their first win since they've been a group. Now, I thought this was clever to have it kind of be almost like a hazing type of initiation type of thing, even though their asses really didn't get into the group. I thought that was a clever thing for them to do. However, where the fuck this story going, I have no clue. There's a little bit of a story, not 100% interesting, but hopefully this leads to something at the pay-per-view. We got to do what we can when it comes to this little pay-per-view coming up. Now, before our main event, we do have a sit-down interview with the lovely, the talented Queen Aminata, and, you know, Serena Deeb. They are doing a sit-down interview because they will be the first two to go for the Ring of Honor Women's Pure Championship. We talked about there actually being a match. This was announced like 2 months ago, some shit like that, 2-3 months ago. And they haven't been a follow-up until just now, where they're just announcing that there's going to be a winner of a championship, a pure women's title from there. I don't think we need this. The match, yes. The title, absolutely not. We have the women's title with Athena for over 2 years now, and it has not gone anywhere. At some point, they decided, okay, after over a year or so, we're going to bring the women's TV title. And at first, I was on board. I was like, you know what, whatever they're doing with Athena, let her have the title. At least the rest of the girls have something to do with this TV title. However, since they've had the TV titles, only 2 women have had this title in the past over a year now. Red Velvet currently holds this title, and the first winner was Billie Starkz. For what reason, who knows? Now, what's interesting to me is that there's not enough women action going on, not enough girls doing anything within Ring of Honor for there to be a third women's title on the damn roster. If it were to be me, maybe I would really have to think about this. So don't take what I'm saying too seriously. I would have probably brought out like a tag title for the women's to use between AEW and Ring of Honor for the rest of the girls that are sitting here getting paid at home, not doing a damn thing. That's probably what I would have did. At least they would have been able to do something while they're collecting a check. A singles title for Ring of Honor for the women's, definitely, I don't think it's a good idea. And for our main event, CMLL is back in the house. They did have this really nice video package of CMLL representation these past few months because we are going to Mexico, people. We're going to Mexico. I believe it's June 11th. Was it June 11th? It's something. It's something. Y'all Google it because I can't remember. They're going to Mexico. They're going to be having a Dynamite at Arena Mexico. That is that's my bucket list. I want to go to a lot of different arenas to watch wrestling. And Arena Mexico, oh my God. Like, I live in Texas. It's not that far. I just got to get my passport together, y'all, so I can go over there. Long story short, they're doing their CMLL AEW Ring of Honor crossover thing going on that week in over there in Mexico. So that's going to be great. So they've been showing these clips of CMLL being in Ring of Honor, which they've had a lot of matches within Ring of Honor for years now, not just with Tony Khan Ring of Honor now, but these past few months they've been doing so great. So for our main event, we have Atlantis Jr. teaming up with Esfinge and Fuego, oh my God, I love him, to go against Zankuden Jr., Barbaro Cavernario, and Euphoria. These guys, they do it every single time. The crowd just be eating it up every time they're out there. And I really do feel like when it comes to AEW, they really, the fans really do have a sense of liking or love for lucha libre style. So I don't think everybody likes that. Usually if somebody who doesn't watch wrestling asks like, what should I watch, I always recommend lucha libre, because all that flippy shit or whatever, the masks, the fashions and everything is flashy enough to get somebody through the doors of pro wrestling. I don't know if we can keep them inside though. So I feel like, hey, the crowd is loving it. It's a great way to send them home when you have the guys from CMLL killing it at the end of the night. Once again, they're out here having great matches, but not actually involved in any storylines, which would be a great thing with a pay-per-view being 2 weeks away, Tony Khan. Let's get this going, especially with them going over to Mexico. They need to probably get some storylines going to make something a little bit more interesting for people to be feeling more invested. They've been in Ring of Honor for the past few months. We should have had something going on with these guys at this point. Baby faces obviously takes the win for a really great main event. Overall, I think the show was a good show. Came on a little too early in the day for me. We need to get things rolling for the next, literally, I want to say less than 2 weeks for them to try to get something going for the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. I'm going to have to guess that certain things are going to have to end up playing out on AEW TV as well. Because, I don't know how we're going to put at least 6 to 8 matches on the card when there's zero matches at this point, and we're 2 weeks away. So we'll see what ends up happening here. You guys know I will also be doing a live stream and a review of the Ring of Honor pay-per-view coming up in 2 weeks. So you guys make sure y'all tune in for that. I appreciate y'all watching my review. See you guys in the next one. Bye. Bye.